Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be all about how I am starting a little budgeting journey within my tiny house journey. Now, this was going to be part of the plan 4 or 5 years ago, and I just have not gotten into it yet, but I have basically been pushed into it, inspired more so, I should say, by my sister. We'll get more into that later. I'm just going to be starting it now because we're in the slow season. So my work from home jobs and my self-employed jobs, they aren't doing as well as I want them to. So it's time for me to start looking at my bills and start budgeting better. This was going to be on the plan for later down the road, but I'm going to have to do it sooner because I don't have that much money coming in. So we're going to look at a few spots where I can save. One of the things that we're going to be talking about in this video is how to budget on food, and I will tell you all about it, exactly what I was doing and what I do now and how much I'm saving. So let's get to the video. All right, so we are going to start with the beginning of my tiny house journey and the plan that I had. When I got into my tiny house, the plan was to buy 5 or 6 meals per week. That would give me 10 or 12 meals, 5 or 6 lunches and 5 or 6 dinners. And these would all fit into my refrigerator in the tiny house, which they did. And I did this for a good 5 years. A couple of the reasons why I chose to do the HelloFresh kits is because it was a space saver, especially living in a tiny house. I had my refrigerator, it was a smaller refrigerator, so I was able to fit 5 bags of food in there, which made 10 meals. And then I would have my breakfasts, which would fit in the refrigerator as well. Another reason is because it was convenient. They sent you a recipe card as well as directions on how to make it. They put all of the ingredients inside the bag for you so that you had less wasted ingredients. So instead of buying a bottle of ketchup and a bottle of mustard and a bottle of mayo, they would send packets of these and just put them in the bag. And then you'd throw away the wrappers, but then you wouldn't have all of this just sitting in your refrigerator and not using it. Before I started doing HelloFresh, I used to buy 2 of everything. I didn't know what I wanted to make. I would make things from the freezer. I would eat a lot of frozen food, boxed foods, canned foods. It was a very unhealthy way to live. And if I didn't know what to make or I didn't have the ingredients for a recipe, I didn't want to look up a recipe, I would go and get fast food. So again, these HelloFresh kit meals were so much easier for me because I was just being lazy and didn't want all the other stuff that came with the shopping and more frequent shopping, needing more space, more waste on certain things. So they were convenient for the time being. Now, fast forward 4 years, I switched from HelloFresh to EveryPlate. Now, HelloFresh's meals cost a good $20 per bag. This gives you a meal for 2, and my bill per month was about $450 just from HelloFresh alone. And I was also spending an extra $150 on top of that for all of the other meals. So 7 breakfasts per week and 1 more lunch and dinner or 2 more lunches and dinners for each week. And that was per month. So spending $400 and $590 on food per month was getting really expensive. So that's why I changed to EveryPlate. EveryPlate is kind of different in the sense that they want you to bag your own meals. So it does not come in a bag. Everything is thrown into one box. So you have to separate it all when it gets to your house. This had me buying little laundry bags, little zipper laundry bags that were reusable and washable so that I could put all of the ingredients that they would send me inside the bags, and then a recipe card would go with each one of those bags. This was about $100 cheaper, so that's why I decided to start with the EveryPlate. I figured, do a little bit more work. I don't mind bagging it. Another difference with HelloFresh and EveryPlate was the fact that EveryPlate doesn't give you as many of the ingredients as HelloFresh does. So sure, for $100 less, you're going to have to provide your own sugar, mayonnaise, sour cream, certain things they just didn't provide, so you had to go to the store and buy them yourself. In essence, you're probably spending the same amount as if you were getting HelloFresh. So with every plate, it was still $535 per month, and that included 6 bags of food, which gave me 12 meals. And then I would go and buy $150 worth of breakfasts and another lunch and dinner to supplement what every plate didn't send me. Now, my plan was to stop doing every plate eventually and use those recipe cards to buy the ingredients at the store and make the meals myself. This would help save time on me looking for recipes because I already had the recipe card right there, and I would buy the ingredients and possibly do it the same way that Every Plate and HelloFresh does, just put them in a bag and have them ready for me. This would take care of the convenience aspect that I didn't want to deal with without the meal kits. Now it's time to get into my earlier switch. So again, I told you guys I was going to be doing this later on down the road, and basically I was waiting for my gardens to get started so that I didn't have to buy the produce at the store. But I was talking to my sister one day, and she was sharing with me her budgeting and savings journey that she's on, and she's really excited that she's doing this. So she was sharing with me a few of the things that she was doing and how she was doing it, and I told her exactly what I was going through, that it was the slow season. I shared with her a couple of my bills, and one of the first things she said was the place that I could start saving was getting rid of Every Plate. Now mind you, this is $535 a month, so she had a point. I just, at the time, I didn't see how it was going to work out, so I kind of had to figure out what I was going to do right away. Now that I have shared with you my sister's suggestion for me to cut out all of my HelloFresh and Every Plate menus. They're the recipe cards. I have had over 500 bags of both of them combined. I believe it was 400 bags of HelloFresh and 100 bags of Every Plate. One of the things that made me go ahead and start to want to do this now was the fact that I have these recipe cards saved up already. It already has the ingredients of what to get on them, so that basically takes away the effort in looking up a recipe. I have already tried all of these foods and I love them so much. I love the flavors. So why not utilize these cards and start to make dinners and lunches from these cards? That was the easiest way that I could think of to jump on board with this right now, because I don't have the time to look up a recipe and get all those little minuscule ingredients where that ingredient is going to sit in the cabinet or the fridge for years to come because you only used it once. And some of the categories for these menus would be, say, rice dishes, tacos, pasta dishes, chicken dishes, salads, lunches, the wraps, anything with tortillas, breakfasts. So I categorize them all into these. It is convenient that they have all of the ingredients on there. It shows you what is made, and on the back it shows you how it's made. It shows you step by step. All right, so I am going to be using these recipes to choose 7 per week. This will give me 14 meals, 7 dinners and 7 lunches, and this is going to cost anywhere from $180 to $210. I have given myself, though, a budget of $300 per month, so $75 per week, so that I can allot for any food that I might need. Now, I've been doing this for a couple months now, and my average bill per week has been $45 to $55 on food. So I am saving that little bit per week, and I'm just rolling it over into the next month's bills. And breakfasts are usually $30 per month. I can get 30 breakfasts out of just $30, so $1 a day. So for my breakfasts for $30 a month, I can eat all the eggs I want, since I have a bunch of chickens, so I can have eggs on any of those days. Pancakes, I do buy a box of pancakes, and that can last multiple breakfasts. Cream of wheat as well, and then all I need is sugar, butter, and almond milk to put on top of that. I can eat breakfast sandwiches, which I would put breakfast sausage on and an egg and maybe a little bit of cheese, and that would go on an English muffin. For the rest of the breakfasts, I could do an English muffin with butter and honey on it. So I do let that $30 last throughout the whole month, and it gives me a bunch of breakfast, so I'm all good in that area. And before I choose another 7 meals for the next week, I will go through the fridge and find out all of the food that is left over from the week before, write all of that down, and then again go through all of my recipe cards to see which of the ingredients I can use up that's in my fridge or in the pantry, because those were just sitting there and we don't want to waste those, so we want to get meals that can utilize that food. Altogether, we are saving about $340 to $380 from not getting HelloFresh. We are saving $285 to $325 by not getting Every Plate, because we are only spending $180 to $210 a month in groceries now. The shipping alone for both of those companies was about $10 per box, and there's no food in there, but you had to budget for that. So that was an extra $40 per month on both of those meal kit services. Now, when the spring and summer hit, think of how much more I'll be saving when I grow my own produce. So I will be growing the carrots that I might need, to where I need shredded carrots, the cabbage, the zucchini, the cucumbers, the tomatoes, the peppers. All of these things I am buying now at the store, and that is what is costing $45 to $55 per week. So in conclusion, I am so excited to be on this new budgeting and savings journey, because it is a part of my tiny house journey. But not only that, now I can start saving for, say, more retirement and mishaps around the homestead if I want to go travel or take a vacation. Thank you so much, Dana, for helping me kickstart this into gear, because I would not have done it without you so soon. As I experience more of my budgeting and saving journey, I will make a couple more videos to share that with you guys, and possibly even let you in on some of the sites and apps that I'm on to help me handle all of this. If you guys liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification each time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Work from home and my self-employed jobs. Don't put the mess up. We're going to be talking about in this video. Don't put that part. Oops, because it was safe spacing. You don't have a cookbook out, you don't, and it was convenient when, don't put any of this. Tiny house journey, I'm going to, don't put that. And then I would have the lunch the next day. Yeah, don't put any of that. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Yeah. How I am working on saving. Don't put any of this. They gave you all of the recipes. Don't put that. We were saving a little bit of money, and it was still $400, $300. Don't put that.